Good morning, ladies. Good morning. We're glad you're here. Excuse me, I'm breathless from running up and down. We have an exciting opening this morning. We have our own Kitty Metzger is going to bring the opening. So we're excited to hear her explain the picture that was up here, that is gone, about Thanksgiving leftovers. She's been part of this class from before it was even really a class, like the prayer group and everything. And so we're just excited to have her among us on a weekly basis. Can y'all hear me? Kitty, you got to eat this mic to be heard, okay? So that's the tip I'm going to give you. And also, hold on, let me fix this for you. Because if you're eating the mic, there you go. Okay. Without further ado, here's Kitty.
Good morning, everybody. So today I'm going to give you a lesson of leftovers. So the best thing about Thanksgiving is not on Thursday, but on Friday, when we have leftovers. A lot of people buy a much larger turkey or ham than they need just so there are leftovers. Squishy white bread with a slab of turkey, a layer of dressing, and some cranberry sauce. Yum. I know some people who will not eat leftovers. They prepare just enough for dinner so nothing is left. When I menu plan, one day is labeled leftovers. This is one of Mike's favorites. There might be 2 meats and 3 different vegetables. I wouldn't plan a dinner like that, but it's very interesting some weeks. I have a stir-fry dish that's called whatever's in the fridge. And if you want to get real fancy, you can call your dish galimafie, and it comes from the French, and it literally means a medley or a confused jumble. Foods that you wouldn't expect to go together taste pretty good. So our image of leftovers can be negative, or they can be interesting, delicious, and besides, we're being good stewards of what we've been given. And with the prices at the grocery store today, you've got to take care of it. So what about other kinds of leftovers? After making a dress or curtains, the leftover material reappears in a quilt. Clothes that can no longer be worn might appear in one too. And as the British say, when you have bits and bobs of lace and thread and fabrics and buttons, don't throw them away, use them to create something beautiful. There's even a whole network, a needlework movement now called slow stitching, and in the smallest scraps of fabric and lace are stitched into most beautiful objects. Jesus had something to say about leftovers too. He took pity on people who followed him and took what was available and blessed them and then fed 5,000. When they had eaten their fill, there were 12 baskets of leftovers. A creative cook would have had a field day with that. He didn't let anything go to waste. What an example. Sometimes I feel like a leftover that no one wants. The poor shirt on the sales rack that's been there for a whole season, the vegetables that get pushed to the back of the refrigerator and mold because they were forgotten. Others are out there doing great work. What am I doing? Where do I fit? God has you right where you belong. He has work for you to do. Did Jesus use the rich and powerful on this earth? He did not. He used the leftover people. He used people with no power, no clout. He used people who stammered, who were drunkards, womanizers, liars, and cowards. And if he could use them, surely he can use us. Think about those quilts again. They are works of art. And what are they composed of? Leftovers. A beautiful painting, the colors that were left on the palette at the end of the day. A paperweight that includes leftover glass at the end of a shift. Leftover dough made into a tasty treat. So it's all about how we view leftovers. Jesus thought they were valuable. The leftovers of that meal weren't tossed into a trash can. They were collected and used. The bits and the bobs of fabric and lace aren't tossed. They're stored and used in a new and beautiful way. So just as the Friday after Thanksgiving is another feast, we can look forward to our leftover selves and see the beauty that God intended us to be.
Wow, Kitty, that was beautiful. And I'm just going to send us off in a word of prayer. I love that. All right, dear Lord, thank you so much for bringing us all here this morning safely. Lord, I pray for the women who are still on their way. Lord, as we go into our core group time, I pray that you are in and among the discussions in the rooms, that you quiet our hearts from all the distractions and all the to-do lists that are running through our minds, and that you allow us to just dedicate this time to you and the study of your word. Jesus, I pray these things in your precious name. Amen.